Music is the ocean that pulls me to the shore. Music is a rhythm that moves me to the core. Music is the therapy I need when I feel blue. Music lifts my spirits to make sure that I pull through. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Reading. It is Music Sunday. It is Music Sunday, and I'm Reverend Hank Purse, and my pronouns are he, him, and his, and I get to be the minister of this lovely congregation. Now, before I go on and tell you a few things, I do need to share some sad news. Our dear friend Alice Monica has died this past week, and there will be a small service for her for the family in the coming days, and then a larger memorial service for her at a later date. So I just want to let you know that, so that when you hear this in the prayers later on, you aren't caught off balance. Today is Music Sunday, and it is amazing all the stuff that our musicians and our choir and choirs of the past have done that you're going to get to see and listen and enjoy. So a special thanks to Mary and Ron and everyone else who helped put together, Alice and everyone who helped put together all of this. And I personally want to thank the Olivier Masons who are just crushing it this week. You'll see, they're just great, and they're just great. I've got two things to announce to you. The first is that you want to stick around after our worship service, and you're going to want to join our Zoom service, because at that Zoom service, we will be picking the raffle ticket for this lovely quilt. So I'm sure you know how to do that. Come and join that. We'll pick the ticket after 11. It will be great. The other thing that if you looked at my piece in the newsletter, I talked about Solstice and Christmas Eve bundles that you will no doubt want to have, right? The things that we always do at both Solstice and Christmas Eve is light candles. So we are creating a way for us to get those candles to you, and along with the lyrics to carols and some goodies and some other stuff. And we're going to be handing them out next Sunday afternoon between 2 and 3 here at the church. But I need you to go to my newsletter, my portion of the newsletter. There's a link there. I need you to go there, answer a few questions like how many people live near, how many people need candles and all that sort of stuff. But let me stop talking and let us move on.
Truth, the warmth from community, the fire of commitment, we gather this day.
May the flame we now kindle be to us the symbol of the holiness we seek.
You're Unitarian, Universalist, the true open mind, one in heart, and open hands.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a most special service today, Music Sunday. I'm so happy that you've chosen to spend some time with us this morning, and I am so grateful that we have this way to connect and worship together, even while we must remain physically apart. We strive to make our mission statement even more relevant now, to be a welcoming place, to nurture and explore individual spirituality, build a loving community, and heal the world. My name is Dee Dee Rowe, and I'm a member of the worship arts team here at UUCR. My pronouns are she and her. I want to welcome you here in this space today. Whoever you are welcome here. You are welcome in this community no matter how you look, how you love, or how you worship. Whether you've been coming to this church your whole life, or if you've decided to give this a try for the very first time, we welcome you today and always. If you're watching this during its initial broadcast at 10 o'clock on Sunday morning, you are invited for a time of fellowship immediately after the service. It is a great opportunity to connect and check in with one another. You can find the link for this Zoom get-together in the weekly newsletter. Finally, I again want to say welcome. You absolutely belong here today, and I, for one, am so glad you've joined us. Now, let's sit back, take a deep breath together, Feel each other's presence and love even from a distance, and truly enjoy the blessing of this Music Sunday.
I bowled. I bowled.
Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu l'hadlikneh shel Hanukkah. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asa nisim avoteinu bayamim ha'em b'zman hazeh. Happy Hanukkah, boys!
Happy Hanukkah!
Light one candle for the Maccabee children. Give thanks that their light didn't die. Light one candle for the pain they endured when their right to exist was denied. Light one candle for the terrible sacrifice that justice and freedom demand. Light one candle for the wisdom to know when the peacemaker's time is at hand. Don't let the light go out. It's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out. Let it shine through our love and our tears. Oh, light one candle for the strength that we need to never become our own foe. Light one candle for those who are suffering the pain we learned so long ago. Light one candle for all we believe in. Let anger not tear us apart. Light one candle to bind us together with the peace and song in our heart. Don't let the light go out. It's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out. Let it shine through our love and our tears. Oh, what is a memory? It's valued so highly that we keep it alive in the flame. What's the commitment to those who have died when we cry out they've not died in vain? We've come this far, always believing that justice will somehow prevail. This is the burden, this is the promise, and this is why we will not fail. Don't let the light go out. It's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out. Let it shine through our love and our tears. Don't let the light go out. It's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out. Let it shine through our love and our tears. Don't let the light go out. Don't let the light go out. Don't let the light go out. Happy Hanukkah.
On this third Sunday of Advent, in a season of waiting, we light our only pink candle to represent joy. And if you are waiting for happiness, you might reflect on what that is. And we also might think about who is waiting for us.
Good morning. I'm Mary Cunningham, the music director here at the UU Church of Reading. And for this third Sunday of Advent, I have 3 candles lit on my home wreath. And we are going to be singing about joy this Sunday. Joy for Music Sunday and joy for all the beautiful things that this time of year brings. Please sing with me, There is More Joy Somewhere. There is more joy somewhere. There is more joy somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more joy somewhere.
Our church is supported by all of you in many different ways. Some teach, some bless us with lovely music, so evident today, and many, many volunteer their time behind the scenes. And even though most make a yearly or monthly monetary pledge, we have always held a Sunday offering also to visually demonstrate our generosity and support. Well, we can't actually pass the plate in our physical church right now, but we can still hold a weekly offering to support the work of our congregation. Since November of 2019, we've been working harder to support the community beyond our walls by giving half of the funds collected each week to a nonprofit organization that shares our UU values through an initiative called Share the Plate. It's a simple yet very powerful way for each of us to help heal the world. Our Share the Plate recipient for December is Everytown for Gun Safety. Everytown for Gun Safety was founded in 2013 with the goal of ending gun violence in our country. It has become the largest gun violence prevention organization in America, and our financial help will help fund efforts in Massachusetts to educate politicians and the public. This effort will build on past successes in passing over a dozen common sense gun laws already, many with bipartisan support. Unfortunately, gun violence has touched nearly every town in America. Hopefully, Everytown for Gun Safety will help us realize the end of this tragic trend. I invite you either now while we listen to the offertory music or any time after the service to show your support for our Share the Plate recipient and for the mission of this church by going to UUCR's website and clicking the big green Donate Now button. As always, we recognize that your donation is generously given and it is very gratefully received. Thank you.
great architect of our existence. Here at the start of this winter holiday season, we see it filled with the temptations to consume and with pleas for generosity. The contrast between the values represented by this time of year and our ability to fulfill them remind us how great the distance can be between aspirations and actions. Thou, on this day, we celebrate with our Jewish friends the victory of the Maccabees, the miracle of the light that burned for 8 days. And we celebrate also the hope that is growing in and around us. On this Sunday, we remember our friend Alice Modica. We hold her family, especially her husband Michael, in our hearts. Our prayer this day is that we may be gentle with ourselves and with others as we do our best to navigate through this season. May we avoid being so distracted with our own problems and duties that we forget the obligations that we have made to each other and to you. May we go about the festivities of this season with a light heart and with boundless patience. And may all the joys of the seasons be ours this time around. Amen.
So welcome to our 2020 Music Sunday. Even at this time when we cannot safely sing together, we are upholding a long-held tradition of this church of presenting a major choral work during the December holiday season. This year, we're bringing back a wonderful performance of Vivaldi's Gloria by our choir and orchestra from December 10th, 2017. We've made available in the order of service the Latin text and translation and some program notes, and also a list of all the performers and soloists. You're going to see a lot of familiar faces. At that time, I spoke of why we, as UUs, do these very Christian works at this time of year, and I mentioned 3 reasons. We do it for a sense of spirituality that all music uniquely conveys through the sharing of human experience. We do it culturally to bring to life these sublime and ancient masterpieces. And we do it for community, as the creation and enjoyment of music uplifts both the performer and the listener. We bring you Gloria.
Friends, as I extinguish this chalice and you extinguish yours, will you join me saying the words we say each week? We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts. And now the words of our benediction. Our world, so worn and weary, needs music, pure and strong, to hush the jangle and the discord of sorrow, pain, and wrong. Music to soothe all sorrow, till wrong and crime shall cease, and hearts of all grow tender, to light the world with peace. Our worship is over, our service begins. Go in peace. And please come join us over on Zoom as we pick the winning raffle ticket. Bye.